Okay, we're going to take the seat off of this old Indy Lite 340 and get it ready for pressure washing.
Yeah, I can see a whole bunch of ants already.
Already seeing ants?
Yeah.
Why can't there ever be uncles?
So, well, these bolts might break, so.
Oh, I just saw ants running all over the place.
Yeah.
Man, interior Alaska and the ants, I'm telling you, they're a thing.
Big thing.
They're a real big thing. We probably...
Don't bite me. I'm gonna have to use a grinder to cut them off.
All right.
But I can get the front pieces off. And this is the Alaska seat repair, as you can tell. Ooh, I just got bit.
They are crawling out of the seat.
Oh, yep. Yep, this is a good old Alaska seat repair. Man, they're all over.
They're coming out of the seat. Don't bring them towards me. The attack guys.
Yeah, they're getting aggravated, huh?
These are the warriors.
Yep.
They're coming out to fight.
Well, we might break these bolts too.
They're dropping down on you.
Just, boy, they're very aggressive.
Yeah, they are.
Well, we're gonna get a lot of good extra parts on this. We'll get rid of them somehow, some way, some other.
I was saying earlier, it kind of brings a whole new meaning to ants in your pants.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll recover it. I'll get rid of them. Who knows? We might find another Indy Lite. I gotta flip it over and grind out the bolts. So I'm coming toward you.
Okay.
Yeah. Ooh, look at that.
Oh, man. I gotta get out of this.
It is pretty bad. Wow. I think the ants like Indy Lights. What do you think?
Yeah. Qualify this as their favorite snow machine of all time.
Yeah, because we got quite a few other snow machines from Fairbanks area, and they weren't this bad. But yeah, they're all over.
Yikes! Oh man, they're just pouring out of the seat.
Oh man, look at that.
Yep.
Need some kind of ant killer. Wow, they're dropping on each other too.
Yeah, the snow machine is still crawling with ants too.
The whole ground is moving.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna do the seat restoration on this seat here. And with that seat there, we had these straps on the seat that came off the tunnel. So anyway, this strap is the one I cut off of that seat that went on that snow machine over there. So anyway, with these straps, I mean, they kind of tighten up and they bunch up, and then they just pretty much just cut the seat. So anyway, I'm not gonna put a strap on that. It's got 4 bolts holding it in, and I mean, you got 2 bolts on the inside of the seat, and then you got 2 bolts going right up in here. So that's the strap that came off of it. That was pretty much attached to the tunnel. And usually they tighten up and then they rip this whole part out. And as you can see with that one there, that's the one that came off of that Snowmachine. So anyway, this strap was pretty much cinched all the way up in here, and that's why it pretty much ripped out. I mean, it was tight down there. So anyway, yeah, I'm not gonna use the straps on the Snowmachine just because they rip it all up. So anyway, this was the ant infested seat when we first took it off. So now I'm just gonna go ahead and take all the staples out.
It probably still is.
It probably still is. I mean, it's nice and cool right now. But yeah, I mean, it's somewhat of a process to go ahead and take all the staples out. I mean, they're all mostly rusted in. But this is what I have to do with all my seat restorations. Try to get all the staples out. That way I could go ahead and use that seat cover as the template.
It's about 60 degrees this morning, right?
I don't even know. But it's going to get warm again later on. So yeah, this is just a little bit of process, but I want to go ahead and keep the seat cover in kind of like intact pretty much. That way I can go ahead and use the seat cover as the template. And I always like to go ahead and try to make the seat cover just a little bigger. That way we got something to go ahead and staple into, and then I'll just pretty much make it kind of bigger on the outline. That way when I go ahead and stretch it out, it'll pretty much just kind of like fit on. So now we got to take all the staples out and try not to ruin the plastic in the meantime. But we'll definitely see what the ant situation is like once we go ahead and move this thing around. Anyway, I sprayed it down with like mild soap, and there was that seat there I sprayed down with like this like Cutter brand spray that you
Bug control spray, yeah.
So hopefully that gets rid of all the ants out of that cushion, because they had a nest in there, and there was like, I mean, underneath the seat they had a home. I mean, no doubt they're still in the cushion. But yeah, when we first picked up this seat, I mean, it was just like ant ridden all over the place. And they seem to like Indy Lite seats. So hopefully we got rid of them all.
Now I see moss growing on some of that. Do you trim that off with the electric knife?
Yeah. Yeah, once I go ahead and get the cushion off, I'll just go ahead and figure out which seat is, I mean, not which seat, but which part of the cushion is bad. Then I'll go ahead and take like an electric knife and cut that part out. And then I'll go ahead and put new dense foam that you can get from like a local store up here, which is Fred Meyer. And anyway, they're about like I don't know, about $14. They come in like this sheet here. Like a twin size. Anyway, I cut this one down already to make my higher rise seats. I kind of like a Ski-Doo S2000 or S chassis or F chassis, but anyway, this was a lot longer. So anyway, I just cut off a piece of it, and yeah, it's about 14. So anyway, yeah, it's pretty dense. So once you go ahead and get your you got to make sure that you get the dense stuff. So anyway, I used to use like different seat covers. I mean, not seat covers, but different foam from the actual seat. But I mean, every time I did that, I'd be sacrificing a seat. So anyway, I found that stuff at Fred Meyer there in Fairbanks. I mean, you can get it pretty much anywhere really, but I mean, just do it the cheap way. I mean, I found that getting it at the Fred Meyer store is a lot cheaper than ordering on like other like Amazon or eBay or whatever. So anyway, yeah, I'm just taking off all the staples, and it's a lot of staples, but I mean, it definitely has to be done just to go ahead and do the seat recover. So I want to keep everything intact. That way I can make a template out of it. See, most of the time your staples just break off, and then you get like small staples because they're all rusted out. I mean, this is an old 92 seat, which I'm pretty much going to make it look brand new. Well, the seat cover anyhow. So, and the cushion, I might do a whole bunch of I don't know, just refurbishing. So I usually make more money on doing seats than I do on the actual Snowmachine. So this keeps me busy pretty much all the time.
Well, and a new seat on a Snowmachine makes it look better. It's like having new tires on a truck.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the first thing that people notice on a Snowmachine is the seat. I mean, if you got a bad seat, I mean, they're gonna try and talk you down on the price just because you got a bad seat on there. Nobody wants to pretty much buy a Snowmachine with a bad seat unless they got another one. So, anyway, I started doing this back about I don't know, about 15, maybe 17 years ago. Anyway, I brought a seat to a upholstery shop, and it was an old XLT, and anyway, I brought the seat cover, I mean, the whole seat to them, and I told them that I wanted to go ahead and keep the Polaris emblem, or the Polaris logo on the seat. And anyway, they charged me just about like, I think it was like $350. I mean, they put new vinyl on it, and then what they did was they just cut out the Polaris logo, and then they just put like hot glue on it and just glued it on. And then come winter time, that Polaris logo just pretty much just popped right off. So I was kind of like, man, $350 just to go ahead and do that seat, and then try to, I mean, I wanted them to go ahead and stitch it on, I mean, but anyway, after buying a couple more Snowmachines, I was like, I wonder if I should take this seat down and get it reupholstered. So anyway, I started looking at it, and I was checking out all the seams and stuff, and I mean, I was like, well, maybe I can go ahead and give it a shot. So anyway, I took off my seat cover and brought it into the house, and pretty much tore it all apart. And anyway, I went down to the local fabric store and picked out some Arctic vinyl, which is kind of like a really good cold crack. So anyway, I started doing that with all my Snowmachines, and then everybody who came out and checked out the snow machine, they were like, hey, can you do my seat? And then one thing led after another, and then they started telling their buddies about it, and everybody found out that I was doing seats down there in Wasilla. We had a house there in Wasilla, so, I mean, it started becoming kind of like a thing for me. And then all of a sudden, everybody started figuring out all over Alaska, and they were like, hey, I need a seat done. And then it started going from there. And it's just kind of like a never-ending thing now. So now that the season, I mean, when the winter season starts coming up, I mean, this is all I'm going to be doing, pretty much. I mean, I got probably about 3 more snow machines down there in Wasilla that I gotta go ahead and pick up and start working on them. And anyway, they all have bad seats, and I mean, they look just as bad as that one there. So anyway, I gotta do a whole bunch of restore on those. So this is my thing. I mean, I like doing it. It keeps me busy. But at the same time, I like fixing up a snow machine. I mean, just restoring it. So as you can see, it's pretty tedious trying to get all these staples off.
It's pretty tedious sewing the vinyl too.
Yeah. But I mean, I can pretty much make a old tour seat like this, especially like that over there on that snow machine. I can make that look brand new. So it's more of a, not a hobby, but I mean,
It's kind of a hobby.
yeah, it is kind of a hobby. I mean, I like to make old sleds look good. That's why it's called Old Sled Alaska. And I restore a whole bunch of old snow machines. I mean, snow machines that people will want to go ahead and throw in a dump and not even waste their time with it. But there's a lot of people that pretty much get into the old snow machines. I mean, they do tired iron here. They do vintage races. So I like to make its seat look good. So now that we got the staples almost all out, there's a few steps that you got to go ahead and take care of, like with the straps that are holding the seat cover on. And so it's not too much work to go ahead and take the seat cover off. And then it's going to be a lot of work to go ahead and recover it. But it's, like I said, it's like what I like doing. So here we go. I think all the staples are almost on. Yep, there we go. Now with this seat here, underneath, we pretty much got straps holding that one crease down, but that strap is already off. So now we can go ahead and pull off the seat.
Oh yeah.
And that's the strap I'm talking about that goes through the cushion.
And you'll save that if it's usable?
Yeah, I'll definitely save that. So now, as you can see,
I'm still seeing a few ants in the crease there.
Yeah.
We'll have to.
Usually with the older seats, I mean, they got the plastic. I mean, kind of like a plastic sheeting or kind of like saran wrap that's covering up the whole seat. Usually with the Polarises, I mean, they put like saran wrap over the whole seat, and whenever you get holes in it, it just pretty much soaks the whole seat. So that's one of the biggest mistakes that Polaris ever did, was go ahead and just wrap it up in plastic. So, there we go. There's the ants.
They're on the back of that foam, too.
Yeah, they are.
Gonna have to spray it down.
Yeah, we're gonna have to spray it down. This is why
Come
we
towards me.
do it outside. So with stuff like, oops, sorry. So with stuff like this, I mean, you got pop rivets holding everything on. So these pop rivets broke out. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and drill a couple holes, like right up in here, and just use my pop rivet to hold it in.
You see where they're
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of ants all over the place. Yeah, not as much as it was before, but they're still in there. So hopefully now that I got the cushion off, I mean, they'll want to go ahead and move over someplace else. So I'll just go ahead and spray it down with a cutter bug spray. Okay, now with the bug spray, I mean, you just gotta go ahead and just lightly spray it down to get rid of the ants. This will kind of deter them from getting into the ants, and then as the cushion will dry, I'll just go ahead and keep it outside. But yeah, I'll keep it outside and let it totally dry out. I mean, usually during the winter time, I mean, I get these Snowmachine seats that are pretty much waterlogged and frozen. And anyway, usually, sometimes, I mean, it's just over about 50 pounds on the seat. Kind of like that one there. When I sprayed it down with the water, I got it totally soaked. So that thing is just about like 50 pounds. So I'm going to take that seat cover off too, and let that cushion dry out. And with the heat up here in interior Alaska, it's not going to take long. So I'm just going to go ahead and keep this outside, try to get rid of all the ants, and take this inside and start cutting it apart with a sharp blade. I mean, like a box knife. So throw away that Alaska seat cover repair kit.
duct tape.
Yeah. So,
Everybody should have some.
yeah, I know. So anyway, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and cut this whole seat cover apart on just about all the stitches, and I'm just gonna go ahead and take all that apart, and that way I could go ahead and use a template for this and just cut everything apart. This is gonna be kind of hard to I mean, not really hard, but I mean, just gotta go ahead and visualize it where it goes on the hump. So anyway, I'll do that, and then once I go ahead and get back here, instead of using this piece here, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it all the way across, and then kind of like if we come over here and check this out. See, what I do is just kind of like a double stitch. And back here, this is what I'm talking about. I make this one piece. I mean, like two different pieces. They got it. One says single piece, but I go ahead and sew that piece on there, and then just fold it down.
And he does not use a sewing machine at this
Yeah.
point. He does it all by hand.
Yeah.
And this is the piece he was talking about that's kind of missing.
Yeah. So I'll just go ahead and
And
visualize
you can see how
this.
it tucks in right here, where that strap goes down through the cushion.
Yeah. So that seat was pretty bad too when I first got it. I mean, I didn't have a pattern on the top, and it was totally gone. Kind of like this one here. I mean, once I go ahead and take that Snowmachine seat apart, then I'll just go ahead and just take this off and totally trash that, because I'll have a pattern that I can go ahead and use on that same Snowmachine. So now that we got the seat cover off, let's make sure there ain't no ants. And
Check all the creases, please.
yep,
Probably should spray down the plastic too, huh?
probably should. Yeah. Yeah, spray down the plastic. I'm gonna wash this up with the mild soap with the pressure washer. So anyway, with the with these little, what do you call it, cutouts. These are where the straps go on the seat, but you don't have a hole through here to go through that one, or a hole through, let's see, which one would go through that one? I'm thinking this one does. So yeah, that's where that strap will go through. So now we could take this inside and start cutting it apart.
Okay. Lizzie Lou, do you see any ants? And there he goes. That's Leonidas. He's inspecting the seat cover too, making sure no ants get in and escape.
Okay, now that we got the seat cover inside, and I got my little helpers here. So, anyway, I'm just going to go ahead and start ripping everything apart, if they let me.
They're ripping it apart too.
Yep, they're ripping it apart too. So, now I'm just going to go ahead and start taking all the seams apart, and get my flashlight on so I can see. And I'll just take a little razor blade, brand new razor blade.
Use a box cutter.
Yeah, or box cutter. So I'll just start taking the stitches apart. Once I go ahead and get all these apart, I'll just go ahead and just lay them out on the floor, and some of the pieces I'm gonna have to visualize the cut on them, because I mean it's so far gone. So once I go ahead and start laying them out and tracing them on the vinyl, I'll just go ahead and just make it just about a quarter-inch bigger or something on the sides. I mean, not the sides, but pretty much all on all the pieces that I'm cutting out, because the seat pretty much just shrunk quite a bit. That's why it was ripping all apart, and just nobody didn't put a seat cover. I mean, not a seat cover, but a Snowmachine cover on it. So the UV rays pretty much will destroy anything on a Snowmachine, so I always try to keep your Snowmachine covered up with a tarp or just a Snowmachine cover. It'll pretty much protect your seats and protect your cowling and whatever else, and try to race up the track onto a pallet or something. That way you don't have to worry about buying a track in the future. So now I'm getting quite a bit of it already cut apart. So with this piece here, this is a piece that we're gonna have to go ahead and visualize what the cut is gonna be. Let's go ahead and pull it apart. I usually have templates like this, but I don't know what happened to my template for it. I mean, if I had the template, I'd go ahead and use the template and make the cuts on the vinyl. But I think I might have thrown them away before we went downstate the last time. So now I gotta make another template and then just put that in the storage area, because there's quite a few seats that I get that I need to go ahead and restore. I mean, not restore, but pretty much get a whole bunch of those seats during the winter time. So it's always good to have a template. That way you could just go ahead and just take the whole seat off and I mean the seat cover off and just throw it in the trash and just use brand new. I mean, just use a template to go ahead and start doing your seat cover. So now with this, I'm gonna go ahead and keep that and use that. And this piece here, we're just gonna have to go ahead and visualize kind of like what your seat hump is gonna look like on the cushion. So once I go ahead and visualize what I need as far as making the hump on the back of the cushion, so I'll just go ahead and just kind of like visualize what I'm gonna need. Now I'll go ahead and cut that pattern out. But yeah, it's normally seats like this. I mean, I don't have a pattern for anything, so I have to go ahead and come up with my own pattern.
I've seen him take literally scraps and make a pattern. Smaller scraps than that, for sure. Sometimes even no pattern whatsoever, no cover.
Yeah. I mean, I've been doing it for about a good 16 years. I mean, ever since I did my first seat on a XLT, I mean, it was just, I figured that I'd go ahead and just try it out just on that one Snowmachine. But after that, after we had the XLT and I got my new seat cover on from the upholstery place, I wasn't too happy with the seat cover. So anyway, I decided to go ahead and try to do my own. So I made a seat cover out of Polaris, and anyway, after I started doing that, I was like, yeah, this isn't so bad. I mean, it's tedious work, but I mean, I'm not going to be spending the $350. Just go ahead and take that to the upholstery place, and I mean, just pretty much just waste your money. I mean, you could buy seat covers on eBay and Amazon, but they don't look as good. I mean, personally, I think they don't. I mean, it's a nice price and all, but I just kind of like doing the work myself and spend about 20 bucks on material.
He does try to save the
hook and
loop pieces if he can.
Yeah. I mean, the hook and loop isn't too bad, so anyway, I'll just go ahead and clean it up and just try to use that as much as I can. I mean, when it comes to stuff like this, I mean, it's pretty cheap to go ahead and get the brand new stuff, but it's kind of hard to get the needle through. So I kind of like using the old stuff off the flaps. I mean, the glove compartments. So, I mean, if it's not too far gone, and it's not too hard to go ahead and clean them up and just use them again. That way they are kind of like pliable. I mean, the new stuff that you get from the store, I mean, they're pretty thick and it's kind of hard to get the needle through them. So I always like to try and use the stuff that came off the seat. That way I don't have to go ahead and spend so much money on them. I mean, it only cost me probably about $20, $25 in material just to do a seat myself and restore the seat myself. So compared to if I were to go ahead and buy it online, I'd be spending a whole bunch of money on shipping and shipping and all that stuff. So I always try to stay as cheap as, well, not cheap, I mean just
Cut down costs.
inexpensive, yeah, just to cut down cost. I mean, with an old Snowmachine like those those two Indy Lite seats that took the seat covers off. I mean, once you go ahead and take the seat off the Snowmachine and recover it, and you slap it back on there, I mean, what's the first thing that people are going to see once you, they see your Snowmachine? It's kind of like, I mean, if you got an ugly seat with the Alaska, Fix-It seat cover on there, I mean, everybody's going to look at it and say, oh, that looks like trash. So, once I go ahead and recover a seat, I mean, it just makes it so much, I mean, makes it look a lot better. And I just like making an old sled kind of restored, making it look good with something I did by hand. I mean, it's like that Indy Lite, I pretty much touched just about every piece on it and did the restoration. And it's something I know that it's something I did. So it's kind of like people with cars. I mean, you get an old car and you go ahead and do the restore on it. I mean, everything that you do on it just makes it look so much nicer. So the hook and grab, or whatever you want to call it. Anyway, it's not in too bad a condition at all. I mean, once I go ahead and clean everything up, I'll just go ahead and use these pieces. And then what I'll do is, I mean, with this here, I'll just go ahead and kind of visualize where I need to go ahead and make the cut. About like that. Just like on the other, the Indy Lite that's sitting out there. I'll just go ahead and cut this off. And make it pretty much kind of look like that.
Why not just leave it one piece when you make it?
Well, once you go ahead and get it as one piece, I mean, I tried it before. I mean, it's kind of hard to stitch this piece on. I mean, once you go ahead and stitch this piece on, then you put it all the way up there, and then you go through that one part, and then you have to go ahead and fold it down, and then you got like all these, like 4 pieces to go through. So instead of having that big old crease there, I mean, I'll just go ahead and just put it on like that, and then put this over top of that, and I'll kind of like this here. See, they got like 6 pieces that they gotta go through with that little strip here on the back side. So what I'll do is I'll just go ahead and just get these pieces sewn together just about like that, and then I'll go ahead and fold it over, and then I'll just make it nicer, because most of the time these all rip off like right in the corner right here. And then once they go ahead and start ripping, then they start ripping down here. So every time they go ahead and lift it up, it's not going to want to rip out that stitch there. And this is just, I mean, it's a better way to do it for me anyhow. So now that I got these all torn apart, now I could go ahead and start tracing these onto some vinyl.
Okay.
Okay, now that we got the seat all tore apart, I mean the cover tore apart, anyway, with these pieces here, I got them all lined up. I mean, it's good to go ahead and take a picture of what you need, or sometimes, I mean, that way you know where exactly all the pieces go. But I've been doing this for a while, so I know exactly where they go. So anyway, once I go ahead and trace all this on the material that I'm going to be using, you got a whole bunch of rips and stuff. So anyway, it's stretched out that far. So anyway, that, I guess that used to be pretty much just all one piece. So anyway, I'm just going to make it about a 1/4 inch longer. Then coming up here toward the top, I'll just make it about 1.5 inches longer. That way I can go ahead and cut it off if I need to. So, I mean, this material, it stretches over time and it shrinks. Well, it shrinks most of the time. That's why you get a whole bunch of seams coming apart and you got rips all over the place. I mean, from people sitting on the snow machine, so it's always ripped up and everything. So just make it a little bigger because of the shrinkage when it's sitting in the sun.
It shrinks, and then when you sit on it, it stretches that shrunken material and then rips it.
Yeah, and then it rips it. And then, yeah, so it's pretty much just all, I mean, just make it just a tiny bit bigger. That way you can go ahead and throw like batting or something or a blanket onto the cushion before you go ahead and put the seat cover on. So it'll make the seat kind of conform to the cushion. So I mean, the cushion shrinks too, but at the same time most of it doesn't. But yeah, we're just gonna make just about a 1/4 inch on each measurement that we have. Now with the flap, I always make it just about a little bigger, so I'll go about a 1/2 inch bigger, and then I'll make it rounded like right up in here, so you'll be able to see that eventually. But yeah, there's what we got as a seat that just came off the cushion not too long ago. Okay, now I'm gonna go ahead and start lining out the pieces I'm going to be using. So anyway, I'm going to make this kind of like a custom seat color. So this is going to be gray. I mean, the sidewalls are going to be gray, and the top of the seat is going to be, I mean, where you sit on the seat is going to be a black. So now I could just go ahead and start tracing everything out, and yeah, we'll go from there and just start making all our other pieces, like the sidewalls, the on the back end of the seat and the cover, and we'll make those all in gray. So now the real work begins. So we're gonna have to go ahead and get our marker and come up with the cutouts. So we just pretty much want to trace everything and make everything a little bigger. So now I gotta find a marker.